7:17, FBI are expanding, as you know. Kash Patel was in the capital yesterday cutting a ribbon, strengthening our Five Eyes partnership, bolstering the defences against China. Jeffrey Miller's international geopolitical analyst back with us. Jeffrey, good morning. See you with us or not? Oh, I got to turn him on. My apologies, Jeffrey. How are you?
Good morning, Mike.
Good. Is this real? I mean, or is this just a door with a sign on it that says the FBI is in town? Have they actually got some cops in there doing some stuff?
I think what's interesting here, Mike, is the framing. It's not new for an FBI director to visit New Zealand. James Comey, remember him, visited New Zealand back in 2016 and 2017, and they actually opened a sub-office back then, which was effectively a branch office out of the office in Canberra. But what is different this time is that Kash Patel is openly saying this is about countering the Chinese Communist Party in the Indo-Pacific. Those were the first words that he used when he gave his video message about why he was here, and I think it's somewhat uncomfortable to the New Zealand side. But you have to wonder about the politics of all of this, whether some deal is also being done, given today is deadline day for the tariffs, whether hosting a visit by Kash Patel.
Oh, here we go. You're joining some dots on me, are you, Jeffrey? You're going to say, open up a new office and we'll give you 12%, not 15%.
You have to remember that Donald Trump is the deal maker in chief.
Yep.
So, everything is on the table when it comes to the Trump administration. I wouldn't put it past them. And, of course, these words from Kash Patel about China have clearly irritated the Chinese embassy in Wellington. They put out a statement last night condemning what they call groundless assertions and vilification of China. So It's certainly ruffled feathers, and it's a very interesting one.
We are we're in such a tricky spot, aren't we? We love the Chinese because we got, $40 billion worth of two-way with them. But, when cash comes to town and Donald's doing, we don't know what we're doing. We're looking one way and the other. We're sort of stuck, aren't we?
Indeed, trying to thread the needle constantly, and it's a really tricky battle if you're the government right now. Of course, Christopher Luxon had that very successful visit to China back in June, had those meetings with Xi Jinping, with Li Chang, the premier. All went well, and very much trying to keep things on an even keel with China, which is, remember, New Zealand's biggest trading partner, and still around a third of our exports go to China every year, and that is what is really propelling the economy at the moment, the rise in the export trade, and a huge amount of that is going to China, all the meat and dairy exports. So Christopher Luxon is loath to do anything to upset the apple cart when it comes to that. But yet he has to also remember what the United States wants of New Zealand, because New Zealand is trying to keep on good terms with the Trump administration. And when you look at the whole games with tariffs, that's very much in play.
Exactly. Have a good weekend, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Miller, geopolitical analyst.
Mike Hosking, Ryan Bridge, Matt Heath, Tyler Adams. All the names you can trust. This is Newstalk ZB News.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm Malcolm Jordan. Our government may have to thread the needle as FBI Director Kash Patel shares his intent to counter China's influence in the Pacific. The Bureau has opened a standalone office in Wellington and will focus on the likes of transnational crime. Foreign Minister Winston Peters says China wasn't raised when he met with Patel. International geopolitical analyst Jeffrey Miller told Mike Hosking, despite this, Patel's made his position clear on countering China.
It's a really tricky battle if you're the government right now. Of course, Christopher Luxon had that very successful visit to China back in June, had those meetings with Xi Jinping, with Li Chang, the premier.
This is Newstalk ZB News.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm Raylene Ramsey. The opening of an FBI office in Wellington's created a tricky position for New Zealand. FBI Director Kash Patel says he intends to counter Chinese influence in the Pacific. But Foreign Minister Winston Peters says this wasn't mentioned when they met. China's responded and says it strongly opposes the statement and believes cooperation between two countries shouldn't target any third party. International geopolitical analyst Jeffrey Miller says the situation's worrying as China is a big trading partner.
Christopher Luxon is loath to do anything to upset the apple cart when it comes to that, but yet he has to also remember what the United States wants of New Zealand.